All right, what's going on, guys? This past week, we had some, how do I put it, Congress trying to, I should say, a representative in Congress submitting a possible bill to ban cryptocurrencies. And his reasoning behind it are pretty laughable. Mainly, it's Congressman Brad Sherman. Of course, it's a Democrat from California. He believes that that cryptos will actually hurt the U.S. dollar and diminish the geopolitical power of the United States. This is actually kind of funny because even if crypto is outlawed in the United States, that doesn't stop other countries from using cryptocurrency, which kind of undermines the whole point of what Congressman Sherman is talking about, which is not being able to stop sanctions on certain countries and basically undermining the geopolitical power of the US dollar. But this article kind of breaks it down, so I'm just going to jump into it. United States Congressman Brad Sherman has called on colleagues to outlaw cryptocurrencies, saying they threaten to disempower American foreign policy and diminish the rule of law. Crypto-oriented nonprofit Coin Center tweeted the remarks of the congressman, a Democratic representative for California's 30th congressional district, on May 9th. In his comments, Representative Sherman said that lawmakers must act preemptively to impede the threat posed by cryptocurrencies and thus outlaw their purchase by American citizens. That's hilarious. Crypto's threat, he claimed, forebodes no less than a shakeup of America's geopolitical influence due to its potential diminishing of the power of its sovereign currency. Here's the quote. An awful lot of our international power stems from the fact that the dollar is the standard unit of international finance and transactions. It is the announced purpose of the supporters of cryptocurrencies to take that power away from us. I do want to add that this news is actually kind of a good thing. For the longest time, we were seeing a lot of news, and especially people in governments sort of laughing at crypto and not even taking it as a serious threat. And this is actually kind of a pivot for them because I believe this is actually one of the first times where they're actually, besides the IMF, but this is the first time somebody directly in Congress is actually saying that crypto is a threat to the legacy financial systems, which you can take as a good sign. To illustrate the dollar's current hegemony, Sherman noted that in many key global markets such as oil, clearing via the New York Federal Reserve remains critical for major transactions. If you are not aware, the every single oil purchase is actually cleared through the New York Federal Reserve as oil is purchased using dollars, at least the oil that is purchased via dollars in the world, which is most of it. The congressman continued to outline the purportedly negative impact of cryptocurrency should they gain traction as a global unit of value, stating that an extranational distributed digital currency would, quote, put us in the position where the significant sanctions we have on Iran, for example, would become irrelevant. Sherman concluded by claiming that the end result of cryptocurrencies would be not only to disempower U.S. foreign policy, but also the country's tax collection and traditional law enforcement, and thus to utterly transform both domestic and global status quo. As reported, Sherman has previously called for a prohibition on U.S. citizens buying or mining cryptocurrencies. He has also remarked on the supporters of initial coin offerings that charlatans and scammers have always favored decentralized new enterprises, whatever that means. In March 2018, he claimed that cryptocurrencies are a crock whose value lies in aiding terrorists and criminals, which they always say. Many of Sherman's fellow lawmakers, however, take a distinctly more positive view of the promise of cryptocurrencies, with Congressman Darren Soto working on the advancement of three interrelated bills involving the promotion of blockchain. And this is kind of the rock and hard place that Congress is stuck in. They can either take the stance that Representative Sherman is taking, which is to kind of push back on anything new. But one thing that we've learned over many technology cycles now, that if we don't, if we, meaning the United States, does not um, incubate new technologies, then they will flourish in other parts of the world. And blockchain and cryptocurrencies is something that is not going away. It is something that is going to be at the root of the new financial model for the world. And lately, the last couple of weeks, we've seen a pretty dramatic spike in activity around cryptos, specifically Bitcoin. So a link to this article will be in the description if you want to check it out. Um, Please like, share the video, and that's all I got. Have a good one. Thanks.